In our blog, gktechies.wordpress.com, I'll put the link below, recently I posted about how to use OneNote for IEP paperwork. Special ed paperwork is crazy, and a family member was carrying this 4-inch binder to every meeting. And so what we did is we created a OneNote notebook and we put all that information into it. Well, after that, I had a friend call who said, I'm not techie, I want to use this. Can you create a video for me? Basically walking me through all the steps. So here it is. If you are already familiar with OneNote, then you're probably going to want to skip ahead in this video because I'm going to start from the very basic. So the first thing is, if you don't already have a Microsoft account, I've put a referral link below that gives you more storage space. But basically, by creating that account, it allows you to have access to OneDrive, which is cloud storage, and programs like OneNote. If you want to follow along with the video and you don't already have a Microsoft account, now would be a good time to pause the video, go create an account, and then come back. If you're not sure if you already have a free Microsoft account, the examples are if you have an email that ends in Outlook or live.com or msn.com or hotmail.com. Those are all examples of free Microsoft accounts. One thing you may not realize when you log in to check your email is this tile icon. Sometimes it's called the waffle. Some of my students like to call it a Rubik's Cube. It's usually in the left corner, depending on your screen size, or in this case, it's in the center. That's where you have access to all your apps. So if you click on it, you can see all the different things you can access. When you're ready to create your OneNote notebook, you really want to start in the OneDrive app, which is the cloud. Now, using OneDrive can be a separate video. So basically, let's start with how to create your OneNote. At the top, you click on the New button, and you'll see a list of options. For example, folders for organizing. We're going to start with OneNote Notebook. And it's going to ask me to name my notebook. And we're going to call it IEP Sample. Once you've typed in the name of your notebook, simply click Create. And within a few seconds, it will open your new OneNote notebook. Here's your OneNote. You'll see the title of the notebook, and then you can create pages to add to your notebook. You'll notice these 3 bars on the left will show you other notebooks that you have, and then you can go here and then add more sections. Right now, I'm not going back and forth between my other notebooks, so I'm going to set it to only show me sections and pages. Now I'm ready to start adding information to my notebook. Personally, I find if you kind of sketch out ahead of time what you want to put in there, it'll make it quicker once you're sitting at your computer. So decide what you want for your sections. Here are some suggestions of sections and pages you might want to create. You'll notice when you create the new notebook, it comes with an untitled section. I'm going to right-click and go to Rename, and I'm going to call this first section Communication. For creating pages, all I have to do is type in the title. So for this one, we're going to say Contacts. And if I'm ready for a new page, I simply click the plus page at the bottom. And for the second untitled page, we're going to call this School Calls or School Call Log, something along that line. You'll notice now my pages are showing, but my sections have disappeared. So I can simply click on the 3 bars, click on this little icon on the left, and choose Show Only Sections and Pages. Now I can add another section, and maybe in this I want to put IEPs. And again, that's where I could start putting the date, like April 2017 initial. The beauty of OneNote is I can add files right in. I can go to the little drop-down arrow and choose Insert, or if it's on a larger monitor, you'll see the tabs across the top, and I can choose what to insert. You'll notice they're grayed out. The reason why is my cursor is still in the title bar. So you want to click down below where you want to put the file, and now File is lit up, and you can choose whether to put in a file attachment or a file printout. The difference is file attachment puts a link to the file that you could click on to open. File printout actually puts an image of the file. To see the difference, if I click on File and go to File Attachment, and then I search my desktop for a PDF, it inserts a link to the PDF, and you'll see an icon in just a minute. And if I click on that, then it would download a copy and I could open it. That doesn't always work. So I'm going to click on it and hit delete, which makes it really easy to remove something you accidentally put in there. And instead, I'm going to choose File Printout. Now I'm going to select that same file, and you can double click or click and then choose Open. And you'll notice now that full PDF along with a link with it, if I needed to copy it or share it, it's there along with the actual document. So I prefer to use that. You can insert files, documents, PowerPoints, PDFs, just about anything you can think of you can put into OneNote, which makes it really useful. Now we were in the Insert menu, and again I can add more pages and more sections. If I happen to click to add another page, and then you'll notice the section menu disappears, but I want it back, you simply click on the 3 lines, which is the notebook list, and then instead you can go to Sections and Pages. Let me go back to Pages, type a title, and then you're ready to start working on your page. To navigate between the sections, I can click the 3 arrows so I can see my sections again. Again, I just want to see sections and pages. And now I simply click on the section that I want to work on, or the pages that I want to work on. Right now we're in the Insert menu. Again, items are grayed out because I'm in the title bar, but I can click down here. And now I could add pictures, tables, files, links, even audio files. Those are really helpful. I want to show you 2 more menus. One is the Draw menu. If you are a person that prefers to take handwritten notes, you can still continue to do that with OneNote. Once you select the Draw menu, I'm going to select the pencil and then the color, and then I can handwrite my notes. Personally, my handwriting is not great, so I would normally choose to type my notes since I can type a lot faster, though handwriting notes and using digital ink helps you remember them better. On this page, you have the ability to choose colors by selecting the palette and also select your line thickness. The last menu I want to demonstrate is the View menu. The View menu has navigation options where you can see how you want to view the sections and pages or only pages. Immersive Reader. If you're not familiar with Immersive Reader, please take a moment after you watch this video and on my YouTube channel, watch the Immersive Reader video. It is an amazing tool that Microsoft came out with a few years ago that I think benefits everyone, even though it was specifically for people who have dyslexia. It is amazing, and I use it all the time, and I teach it to students all the time to help them with their proofreading. You can also see page versions, and most importantly, if you're going to share this out, please check the accessibility to make sure that everyone is able to use your notebook. The last feature I want to show you is probably my favorite part of OneNote, and that's the Find. I'm going to hit the Control key and the letter F, and you'll notice a search window comes up. I can now type a search term, and it will search through my notebooks looking for all that information. Once I type a search term, I can choose whether I want it to look for that term on the page, in the section, or in the whole notebook, and that makes it really easy to find where you put information. I hope this video gives you an idea of how you could use OneNote to help yourself stay organized, to be more productive, and to keep from carrying that giant binder everywhere you go with instant access to your data anywhere you are. It is online, it is an app, it is web-based, it's everywhere you need it to be.